Gravity is undefeated. Every second of your life, it's pulling you down. It's the greatest fight that you'll never escape. And the way your body fights back? Posture. But most of us don't even realize we lost this battle a long time ago. Our body has adapted to losing, hunched, stiff, collapsing inward. And the worst part, we think we can fix it with shoulders back, chest up. No, that is not posture. That's posing. Posture isn't something you hold, it's something you become. Think about it. Your body has been shaped by every hour hunched over a screen, every inefficient movement pattern, every bad habit repeated thousands of times. Your nervous system remembers all of it. That's why forcing posture just doesn't work. You can pose for a few minutes, but the moment you stop thinking about it, you snap back to your default. Because posture isn't just bones and muscles, it's a deep, unconscious adaptation written into your nervous system. Just like you can't undo years of negative psychological patterns overnight, you can't undo years of bad movement with a quick fix. It's not a switch, it's a pattern that needs to be rewritten. A 4-step plan on how you actually fix posture. Forget standing straight. Forget shoulders back. If you want to fix your posture for good, you have to rewire the way you move. Here's how. Your body isn't just tight, it's holding years of built-up tension, trauma, and poor movement patterns. These restrictions don't just limit your mobility, they cut you off from feeling certain parts of your body entirely. Ever foam roll a muscle and feel nothing at all? That is not a good sign. It means your brain has disconnected from that area. On the other hand, when you hit a spot that feels gnarly, painful, or locked up, that's where the real work begins. Most people avoid pain. They instinctively roll quickly over tight areas trying to escape discomfort. That's the opposite of what you need to do. The painful spots, that is your body sending a distress signal. Your job isn't to run from it, it's to breathe into it, work through it, and reconnect. When you find a painful spot, you're not just releasing tight tissue, you're rebuilding neural connections. Your brain needs to recognize that tight area again. If it's weak, tight, or inactive, it's because your nervous system has ignored it for too long. Feeling the pain is the first step towards fixing it. It's proof that you've been compensating, overusing other muscles, and losing connection with that part of your body. Okay, let's be real though, foam rolling can be extremely boring, and there's no avoiding that, as you really should take your time with it. You're sitting there, pressing into painful, tight spots and waiting for your body to loosen up. That's why I always throw on a playlist while I do it, and lately, Amazon Music Unlimited has been my go-to. They're giving you guys 3 months free unlimited music, ad-free podcasts, and now even audiobooks from Audible. The best part is that there are unlimited skips, everything is in HD sound, and no ads. Whether you're into listening to your favorite tracks, motivational podcasts, or just enjoying an audiobook, it's all there. Recently, I've been loving listening to the classics. What Becomes of the Brokenhearted by Jimmy Ruffin has been on repeat. Sometimes I want to learn something, so I throw on some Andrew Huberman's podcast. And to be honest, in the last month, I've probably spent the most time listening to the Mythos audiobook because I love Greek mythology. So yeah, totally free for 3 months, no risk, just music that actually makes this part of training more enjoyable. Hit my link in the description below, sign up, and put on a playlist while you roll out. Trust me, it makes a difference. Mobility and flexibility. If you're stiff, locked up, or limited in your movement, you're not just affecting your flexibility, you're trapping yourself in bad posture, bad movement patterns, and chronic discomfort. There's a difference between mobility and flexibility, and you need both. Flexibility is passive, how far your muscles can stretch, for example, touching your toes while sitting. Mobility is active, how well your joints move under control. For example, sitting in a deep squat with ease. Your hips, spine, and ankles are the foundation of all movement. When they're stiff, everything else compensates. That's why bad posture isn't just a habit, it's a symptom of restricted movement. If you're like me, you might already be dealing with postural imbalances that are holding you back. In my case, I'm currently working through a pretty bad case of anterior pelvic tilt and rib flare. If you don't know, anterior pelvic tilt, or APT, is when your pelvis tilts forward, making your lower back arch excessively and your core disengaged. This makes it impossible to have true stability and contributes to tight hip flexors, weak glutes, and lower back pain. Rib flare is when your ribs stick out, especially when you try to take a deep breath. This means your core isn't fully engaged and your body isn't efficiently using intra-abdominal pressure for stability. I also have weak underutilized muscles. I have a really weak deep core and glute, which can't simply be fixed with crunches or squats. They need specific activation. If you've got any of these issues, fixing them isn't about standing up straighter or stretching randomly. It's about mobility and flexibility, retraining your body to move the way it was meant to. And a little shout out to Jordan from Flowbility, because I'm currently following his system to fix my posture. 3. Move more, move better, without overcomplicating it. The biggest mistake people make when trying to fix their posture is that they think about it too much and move too little. Posture isn't something you force, it's something that emerges naturally from the way you move every day. And the simplest, most effective way to reset your posture: move more. Walk a lot. Humans were designed to walk, not just sit. It's the most natural way to reset your posture without even thinking about it. Walking reinforces forward energy. Every step you take should push you forward, not collapse you backwards. It resets your spine. The gentle rotation of walking keeps your upper body fluid instead of locked up. I've realized the best way to stay active, mobile, and strong isn't through some rigid training plan, it's through movements that actually excite you. If you like sports, play sports. If you like swimming, swim. If you like hiking, go outside and explore. Why I stopped going to the gym. For a long time, I followed the typical gym mentality: lift heavier, build muscle, get bigger. But the more I trained, the more I started questioning, do I actually want to be bigger? I'm already a 6'3" man who isn't exactly on the skinny side. And to be honest, I've always admired lean, natural muscle, not oversized bulk. And I've always been more impressed by body mastery than just somebody lifting heavy metal. So I started shifting my training towards calisthenics, and to be honest, right now I genuinely suck. I'm super weak at pull-ups, my balance is terrible, and I struggle with basic movements. But you know what? I love it because I can feel myself building real functional strength. Not just lifting weights, but learning to control my body. And it's proper humbling, it's super frustrating, but to me, it just makes sense. Break old movement patterns. Most people don't even realize that their movement habits are shaping their posture. Your body is a reflection of what you do most, not what you do occasionally. If you slouch for 10 hours a day, you can't expect 5 minutes of standing up straight to fix that. You don't need to force yourself into a rigid posture. You need to pay attention to how you move and make small adjustments. You need to do sort of like a movement audit. Every movement you make is reinforcing either good or bad posture. For example, when you look at your sitting habits, how do you sit? Are you on your sit bones? Most people aren't even sitting properly. Instead of sitting on their sit bones, which is like the bottom of the pelvis, they collapse backwards onto their tailbone. If you're sitting for long periods, constantly check in and make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. How many hours a day are you sitting? Sitting itself isn't the problem. The problem is how long you're doing it for. Your body isn't meant to be stuck in one position for hours. Even if you're sitting with perfect posture, staying in one place too long causes stiffness, weak muscles, and poor circulation. So stand up, move, and change positions often. Moving with gravity, not against it. No matter your height, weight, or build, there's an optimal way to move through gravity. Posture isn't about standing up straight. It's about how well your body maintains balance in both movement and stillness. Most of us were never taught this. Instead of learning to move with gravity, our nervous system adapted to fighting against it. Good posture isn't about forcing a position. It's about mastering your center of mass. So with these 4 steps, you are going to refine your center of mass. Whether standing or moving, your nervous system constantly adjusts to balance your body. Optimizing posture starts with aligning that balance point. The way you move either unlocks power and freedom or reinforces stiffness and restriction. The goal is fluid, natural movement, not robotic stiffness. And you're going to move forward, not backward. Strong posture carries a forward energy. It reflects a body moving efficiently with purpose. In contrast, poor posture creates hesitation, misalignment, and inefficiency. Stop fighting gravity, learn to move with it. See the man, be the man.